when the whole world's eyes were on the competition between Tesla and BYD, when every news, every headline had Elon Musk's name echoing. Then, quietly, from behind the scenes, a Chinese company made such a move that changed the direction of the EV race. No one had any idea that this company, NIO, would launch such a model under its new sub-brand Onvo, which would directly shake the foundation of Tesla Model Y. But this is what happened. And now Elon Musk is also forced to think, how did this happen? Its name is Onvo L60, an electric SUV that is challenging Tesla not only in terms of price, but also in terms of features, range, and smart technology. And this is the moment when the real storm is about to come in the EV market. After all, how has this Chinese company heated up the discussion market in the global market with its new model? Before starting the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss any major EV update. How NIO's leaving other companies in the dust. Before we dive into the SUV that's about to rock the electric vehicle, EV world, let's get to know the Chinese company behind it, NIO, and how it climbed to the top. NIO's story is wild. In just a short time, this scrappy startup, founded in 2014, has become a powerhouse that's making other car companies nervous. Even though they've only been around for a decade, in 2025, NIO's playing like a pro. Their Onvo L60 SUV is a big deal, but it's NIO's mix of cool tech, smart branding, and non-stop hustle that's helping them zoom past the competition. Let's talk numbers. In 2024, NIO sold 221,970 electric vehicles. That's a huge 38.7% jump from 2023. For 2025, they're aiming for 440,000, nearly doubling their sales. They're banking on the Onvo L60 and their new Firefly brand, which will bring affordable, compact EVs to the market. Meanwhile, Tesla's sales in China are slipping, and Ford's hitting pause on big plans. NIO's not just growing, they're racing ahead. And the Onvo L60's early success, 20,000 sold in just 100 days, proves people can't get enough. So, what's NIO's secret? Innovation and tons of it. Their biggest trick is battery swapping. You can swap your car's battery for a full one in minutes. With over 2,500 swap stations in China and more popping up in Europe, no one else is doing this on such a massive scale. They've partnered with CATL, a top battery company, to get the best batteries and the funds to grow fast. Plus, their NT 3.0 platform keeps their cars high-tech without breaking the bank. While other companies are stuck with old systems or betting on fast chargers, NIO's rewriting the rules and building an EV world that's hard to beat. NIO's not just making cars, they're building a brand that's turning heads. Think of NIO as the BMW of electric vehicles, EVs, with their super fancy ET9 sedan, a limited edition that sold out in days for $108,000. Then there's Onvo, their affordable brand going head-to-head with Tesla's Model Y, and Firefly, which is bringing EVs to the masses with prices under $20,000. This clever three-brand strategy means NIO has something for everyone: luxury buyers, budget shoppers, and everyone in between, without losing their cool, premium vibe. Compare that to Tesla, which leans heavily on just the Model Y and 3, or VW, which is struggling to juggle multiple EV platforms. NIO's plan is sharp and focused. They're moving at lightning speed, too. In 2025, NIO's rolling out 9 new or updated models across their 3 brands. That's a bold move. They're also expanding to 25 countries, building more battery swap stations, and aiming to break even by the end of the year. Other Chinese EV makers like Xpeng are growing, but NIO's killing it with 40.1% delivery growth in Q1 2025, compared to Xpeng's 20% for October 2024. Western brands, they're lagging behind. Hyundai's Ioniq 5 just got a $7,500 US tax credit back, but it's pricier than the Onvo L60. Ford's pushing EVs hard, but tariffs are slowing them down. NIO's got a huge advantage in China, the world's biggest EV market. The Chinese government, especially the city of Hefei, has poured $1.26 billion into NIO since 2020. That money's fueled their research, development, and expansion, giving them a leg up over foreign competitors facing tariffs. But NIO's not just staying home, they're going global and making the experience of owning their cars feel special. With 166 Onvo retail centers and their unique battery swap stations, buying an Onvo L60 is like joining an exclusive club, not just getting a car. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. NIO's burning cash, their stock's down 80% over 3 years, and production hiccups with the L60 have caused some grumbles. But their trajectory is upward, and the L60's early wins show they're fixing those kinks. In a world where EV competition is fiercer than ever, NIO's combination of affordability, tech, and global ambition is putting them ahead of the pack. They're not just keeping up, they're setting the pace. And the Onvo L60 is proof that NIO's ready to lead the EV revolution in 2025 and beyond. The tech, battery range, and why NIO's battery game is a game-changer. The shiny new electric SUV that's got everyone buzzing in 2025. Picture this. You're cruising down the road in a sleek, futuristic ride that's not just affordable, but packed with tech that feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. That's the L60, NIO's latest weapon in the EV war, launched under their budget-friendly Onvo brand. First up, the tech. The Onvo L60 is built on NIO's brand-new NT 3.0 platform, which is like the backbone of this car. This platform is a big deal because it's designed to keep costs down without skimping on the cool stuff. We're talking a 900-volt architecture. Yeah, you heard that right, 900 volts. That's some serious juice, and it means the L60 can handle super-fast charging like a champ. Some folks on X are saying it can charge at up to 400 kilowatts, which is bonkers. Imagine pulling into a charging station, grabbing a coffee, and your car's already juiced up before you've even taken your first sip. That's the kind of speed we're dealing with here. Now, let's talk about the brain of the L60. This thing's got a central console with a massive 17.3-inch 3K display. No physical buttons, just a sleek, Tesla-like dashboard that screams modern. It's your command center for everything. Navigation, music, climate control, you name it. And it's not just pretty. It's smart. The L60 is loaded with advanced driver assistance systems, ADAS, that make driving feel like you've got a co-pilot. Think lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, and even some semi-autonomous tricks that NIO's been perfecting. Plus, it's got over-the-air updates, so your car's software keeps getting better, like your phone getting a new iOS version. How cool is that? But the real star of the show? The battery, and NIO's whole approach to it. The L60 comes with 2 battery options, a standard range 60 kilowatt-hour pack and a long-range 85 kilowatt-hour pack. The standard one gives you a solid range, around 300 miles, 480 kilometers, on the CLTC cycle, which is China's testing standard, a bit optimistic but still impressive. The long-range version? That's pushing closer to 400 miles, 640 kilometers, with some X posts even claiming up to 620 miles in ideal conditions. though I'd take that with a grain of salt until we see real-world tests. Either way, these numbers put the L60 right in the big leagues, especially for a car that's way cheaper than most of its rivals. So, why is NIO's battery setup different? Two words: battery swapping. NIO's been doing this for years with their premium models, and the Onvo L60 brings it to the masses. Here's how it works. Instead of waiting to charge, you pull into one of NIO's battery swap stations. There are over 2,500 in China and 50 in Europe as of 2025. And in about 2.5 minutes, a robotic system swaps your drained battery for a fully charged one. Boom! You're back on the road faster than it takes to fill up a gas tank. This is huge because it kills range anxiety. No more sweating about finding a charger or waiting 20 minutes for a top-up. Plus, NIO's battery-as-a-service model lets you rent the battery, which drops the upfront cost of the car. For example, the L60 starts at just $20,500 with BAS, compared to $29,300 with the battery included. That's a game-changer for budget-conscious buyers. And here's where it gets spicy. NIO's partnered with CATL, the world's biggest battery maker, to make this swapping system even better. CATL's investing up to $345.6 million to expand NIO's swap network, which means more stations and better batteries. The batteries themselves? Likely lithium iron phosphate, LFP, for the standard pack, which is durable and cheap, and maybe a nickel manganese cobalt, so NMC, mix for the long-range one, which packs more energy. NIO's not spilling all the details, but their focus on swapping means they're optimizing for longevity and efficiency. Unlike traditional EVs where you're stuck with one battery for life, NIO's system lets you upgrade to newer, better batteries down the road. That's future-proofing done right. This battery swapping tech is what's making other car companies nervous. Most brands, think Hyundai, VW, or even Ford, are still playing the fast-charging game, trying to shave minutes off charge times. But NIO's like, why charge when you can swap? It's a totally different mindset, and it's working. In China, where EV adoption is through the roof, NIO's swap stations are a huge draw. And with plans to expand to 25 countries by the end of 2025, including Europe and maybe even Australia, NIO's betting big on this tech. Other companies are starting to notice. NIO's got partnerships with Geely and Chang'an to share this tech. But for now, NIO's got a head start, and the L60 is the poster child for it. Onvo L60 versus Tesla Model Y. The head-to-head showdown. How does the Onvo L60 stack up against the Tesla Model Y? The Model Y's been the king of EVs for a while, selling over 40,000 units a month in China alone. It's the benchmark, the one everyone's trying to beat. But NIO's Onvo L60 is stepping into the ring with some serious swagger, and it's priced to make Tesla sweat. Let's compare these two head-to-head, looking at price, range, tech, and overall vibe. Price is where the L60 lands its first punch. In China, the L60 starts at 149,900 yuan, 20,500, with the battery rental model, or 206,900 yuan, 20,300, with the battery included. The Tesla Model Y? It kicks off at 249,900 yuan, $35,000. That's a $5,700 to $14,500 gap, depending on the L60 config. For the average buyer, that's huge. You could buy a fancy vacation or a killer home theater with that kind of savings. Even with the battery rental fee, around $85 a month, the L60 stays cheaper over time, especially if you're not dropping a big chunk of cash up front. Tesla's got no answer for this kind of pricing flexibility, and it's a big reason why the L60's been selling like hotcakes. With 20,000 units delivered in just 100 days since its September 2024 launch. Range is a closer fight, but the L60 holds its own. The Model Y's long-range version gets about 331 miles, 533 kilometers, on the WLTP cycle, while the L60's 85 kilowatt-hour pack is estimated at around 400 miles, 640 kilometers, on the CLTC cycle. Now, CLTC numbers are a bit generous compared to WLTP, so let's call it a tie in real-world conditions. Both are solid for family SUVs, but here's where the L60 pulls ahead: battery swapping. If you're on a road trip and your Model Y's running low, you're hunting for a supercharger and waiting 15 to 30 minutes. With the L60, you zip into a swap station, and you're done in 2.5 minutes. That's not just convenience, it's a lifestyle changer. Plus, the L60's 900V architecture means it can charge faster than the Model Y's 400V system when you do plug in, potentially hitting 80% in under 20 minutes with the right charger. Tech-wise, both cars are loaded, but they've got different flavors. The Model Y's got that iconic 15-inch touchscreen, autopilot, with full self-driving as an expensive add-on, and a minimalist vibe that's either love it or hate it. The L60's 17.3-inch display is bigger, sharper, and just as intuitive, with a similar no-buttons design. NIO's ADAS is competitive, maybe not quite at Tesla's FSD level, but it's got enough smarts for highway cruising and city traffic. The L60 also feels a bit more premium inside, with cushier seats and a focus on family-friendly space. Think more legroom and a bigger trunk. Some ex-posts say it's got more interior space than the Model Y, which is a win for road trips or hauling kids' sports gear. Tesla's edge is its supercharger network, which is still the gold standard outside China. But NIO's swap stations are catching up fast, especially in Europe, where the L60's launching in 2025. Design and build? The L60 looks like a Model Y's cousin. Same crossover SUV shape, sleek lines, and minimalist aesthetic. Some say it's a copycat, but NIO's added its own flair, like star-designed alloy wheels and narrower taillights. The L60's also a tad longer, 4,828 millimeters versus 4,750 millimeters, which gives it a slight edge in cargo space. Build quality's a toss-up. Tesla's had some panel gap issues in the past, while NIO's Anhui factory has had teething problems scaling L60 production. But both brands are improving. The vibe is where they really differ. The Model Y feels like a tech gadget on wheels, cool, but sometimes cold. The L60's got a warmer, more family-oriented feel, with a focus on comfort and practicality. It's like choosing between a MacBook and a high-end PC laptop. Both are awesome, but one might fit your style better. The L60's also got that underdog energy, backed by NIO's scrappy, innovative spirit, while Tesla's the established champ. But with the L60 outselling expectations and Tesla's China sales dipping 28.7% in early 2025, the champ's looking a bit shaky. Shaking up the global market. So, how's the Onvo L60 shaking the global EV market in 2025? Spoiler alert, it's causing some serious waves, and not just in China. NIO's playing a long game, and the L60 is their ticket to going from a Chinese upstart to a global heavyweight. Let's unpack how this SUV is rattling cages worldwide. First, the numbers. In just 100 days since its September 2024 launch, The L60 delivered 20,000 units in China, and by December, it hit 10,528 deliveries in a single month, a 107% jump from November. That's not just good, it's phenomenal for a brand-new model. NIO's aiming for 440,000 total deliveries in 2025, with Onvo and their upcoming Firefly brand doing the heavy lifting. Compare that to Tesla's Model Y, which sold 93,926 China-made units in the first 2 months of 2025, but is down 28.7% year-on-year. The L60's stealing market share, and it's doing it with a price tag that's making buyers think twice about Tesla. China's the biggest EV market in the world, and the L60's success there is a big deal. But NIO's not stopping at home. They're taking the L60 global, with the UK as their first European stop in early 2025. Why the UK? No import tariffs, which keeps the L60's price competitive. NIO's planning to hit 30,000 units a month by March 2025, then start exporting to other European markets. There's even talk of Australia, with NIO filing trademarks there, though nothing's confirmed yet. By the end of 2025, NIO wants to be in 25 countries, and the L60's their spearhead. That's bold, especially when you consider the EU's slapped 20% tariffs on Chinese EVs, but NIO's betting on local production to dodge those costs down the line. The L60's global impact comes down to 3 things: price, tech, and timing. At 20,500 to 29,300, it's undercutting not just the Model Y, but also rivals like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and VW ID.5. Its battery swapping tech is a unique selling point. Europe's got 50 swap stations already, and more are coming. And the timing? Perfect. EV adoption's booming globally. China's new energy vehicle sales hit 1.4 million in October 2024, up 58% year-over-year, and markets like Europe and the US are hungry for affordable, high-tech EVs. The L60's hitting at a moment when buyers want value without sacrificing quality. This is putting pressure on everyone. Tesla's already cutting Model Y prices in China to stay competitive, and X-Posts are predicting more cuts. Other Chinese brands like BYD and XPeng are feeling the heat, too. BYD's built more EVs than Tesla in 2024. But the L60's swap tech gives it an edge in convenience. Western automakers like Ford, which just suspended 2025 guidance due to tariff uncertainty, are struggling to keep up. The L60's not just a car. It's a signal that Chinese EV makers, led by NIO, are setting the pace in tech and affordability. Globally, the L60's also changing perceptions. Chinese cars used to have a rep for being cheap but not cheerful. The L60's flipping that script with premium features at budget prices, and it's winning fans. X-Posts are hyping it as a Model Y killer, with some saying it's better in efficiency, range, and style. That buzz is helping NIO build brand loyalty in new markets, especially among younger buyers who care about value and innovation. If NIO can keep scaling production and swap stations, the L60 could redefine what a mass-market EV looks like worldwide. That's all about the Onvo L60, the electric SUV that's charging up the future. If you loved this deep dive into NIO's game changer, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest videos on EVs, tech, and all things cars. Drop a comment below. Tell us what you think about the L60 or what car we should cover next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep driving the future.